the people. Every time we're out, people are like, oh my God, I love your podcast. I was at, what was that? What was that?
I don't know. You said
I was at this conference, Black Men in Tech.
Uh-huh.
And I was hosting the conference because I just do a whole bunch of different random things. Some boy couldn't have been older than 23 years old. But they were, somebody was actually presenting. I was just in the audience sitting, about to go backstage. He wrote me a note. He was like, you're hosting and your parties are cool and all. He said, but your podcast is really the one.
Hey.
And I was like, damn, I can't quit. This 23-year-old boy, I'm helping him grow his life and career.
And you'd be surprised that like young men are interested in love.
I was floored. I was floored by that.
Man.
So I was like, we back. We back.
La like this.
Oh, I got a fit off. All right, let's get to it.
Yeah, I had to try and keep up with you. I
saw the shoes. I know I got them in the closet. They're in the closet.
Oh, man, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another beautiful episode of Love Like This. I am the one and only amazing him himself, Orlando Roy, sitting here with my beautiful woman. How are you, baby?
Hi.
This is very Charles energy.
That was fair. I was in a, don't outdo me. You beautiful too, baby. I about to come let them outdo me on their podcast.
I just realized this is exactly how Charles is introduced for better or best. He's like, yeah, you know, this is Charles. I got my feet on. And this is my wonderful wife. Her name is Shireen.
What he sees outside of his door, it's very good to know what you see.
Yeah. Someone was like, why are you less vibrant on this podcast? I'm like, I don't know where I fit in because Orlando's on-camera personality is so large.
So big.
I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, that's why I stay behind the scenes.
Like, this is definitely the big dick bad bitch. Huh?
I try
you
my
got
best
a lot
to do
of
my best.
big BD.
We love multifaceted men.
Yes,
Men that can do it all.
Obviously, we
I
do.
know, that's why I'm saying so goddamn hard on camera.
It takes a particular woman to put up with a man, an on-camera man.
Mm-hmm. An on-camera man. Wow.
Oh, I'm about to start calling you that.
An on-camera man. See,
I'm feeling that.
It's better than like a peacocking man. It's an on-camera man. We had a therapy session and she's like, what is it about him? And I was like, he likes attention on camera. And so he turns on and I'm like, what?
Who are you? You were just chill.
People ask that about Charles all the time. They're like, is he like this all the time? I'm like, y'all know, because who could live with that kind of energy?
Exactly.
24/7.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm gonna pray for you, man. Like, he's not like this. He just turns on when it's time to turn on.
I'm like, if we talked about it in our podcast, but that was one of like the things I complained about to him. I was like, you give energy to everyone. Bring that energy. Some days we want it at home.
Right. But only on camera.
Right.
Maybe turn the camera on.
Only on camera.
Oh, on stage, beloved.
Oh, wow.
On stage, beloved.
See what y'all did? So if y'all haven't noticed or been
we just went right into it.
Right.
That's what happens when you have two on camera.
When you have Potters potting together, you just jump in. Go ahead.
Welcome, Love Like This, hosted by Charles and Orlando.
Featuring.
They're women.
Husbands Only podcast. Anyway, we are here with the guest, our guest for Better or Best podcast, Charles and Shireen. Welcome to the Love Like This Lovecast. I'm so happy to have y'all here. I have been the engineer at Good Media for their podcast.
Yes.
And they are a hoot. I love listening to them. They're one of my favorite relationship podcasts. And from listening to them from engineering, I've literally heard every episode. I just knew that they were the perfect people to come in this month for what month are we having? Marriage.
Our premarital month.
Premarital month. Yeah, so we could come to them, ask them some questions, just get prepped and ready for our own marriage day. Because, I'm going to marry her.
I was going to say,
marry me.
Come on now.
Marry me.
I was going to say, I heard the episode when you said you weren't interested in marriage, and now it's something that your heart is open to.
I love it.
And I feel like sometimes it just takes the right person.
Focus on yourself, King.
Yeah,
let's get started. I love it.
Well, I want to say thank y'all for being so patient with us.
Yes.
Y'all, Orlando has been trying to get us on their podcast for probably.
And we're not like some popping celebrity folks. We just busy.
Like
literally, like everything. But I'm so glad to be here. Y'all are our peace, man. So.
I know. I was like, Orlando's probably talking shit about us.
I was like, Orlando, I don't think they like you.
I was like,
Orlando's the type of person who doesn't get hints. He doesn't get hints.
Well,
Orlando, I don't know if they like you.
No,
Yes.
I made great clips. They love me.
We booked a time time with him. Like, we had set a date, and then Charles realized he double booked himself. And I'm like, Charles, we're really about to cancel. And I sent a text, but I was like, no. I need to call Orlando so that he could know.
Hear your voice. And not like, oh,
To your point.
We'll reschedule.
So
you know, one of those?
I'm just
let me see what Bridget doing.
Right.
I'm just joking. I know I know how it is to be busy and be parents and be married and be, a man on camera.
So I was like, I need to pick up the phone so he can hear my voice, and I'm gonna get another date on the books immediately. Because the worst is when people are like, we'll reschedule, and then they never
hit you.
They
never
hit you back.
And then
That's when you're like, okay, they really don't like me. That's what, so I was like, baby, no, intentional. Let's
We're
get the
gonna
date. Let's lock it in.
We appreciate
So we
that.
are really happy to be here with you guys.
I appreciate that. And I'm happy that y'all are here specifically today because this is me and Milah's anniversary from when we had our very first date. Yesterday was our anniversary 4 years ago when we met for the very first time.
Wow.
And today we had our first date.
So y'all met and then immediately next day date.
Yeah.
I like the pressure.
Yeah.
See, sometimes,
I don't play
see
around.
some of y'all be trying to be too
Talk
passive.
to him.
Because now we're going to talk about relationships. We're going to get right into it.
Go ahead.
Talk to
You
him.
saw her. You like what you saw.
I liked what I see.
Date the next day.
Let's do it.
Let's get right into it.
Oh yeah, I rented a Corvette. I was in New York, so I flew out to LA. We did some content, met her in person for the first
It
day.
sounds like
Next
an
day,
OnlyFans.
I was like, hey,
Yeah,
drop
met
the
content.
call.
Let's be specific. Let's be specific.
We did some podcasting.
Yeah, podcast.
Sorry.
Okay, I was like, Matt, we did some
You know
content
he's
together.
OnlyFans. I got to be clear. I'm a classy woman. He might not be, but me myself.
It wasn't that kind of content, guys.
We did some podcasting content. Next day, I said, hey, I rented this Corvette. Come drive that. Let's go to brunch. You pick a spot. Pick any spot.
A bitch like me, I'm like, you want to eat?
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, let's get some food.
We tell this story all the time because actually he came to my house and we were as friends, and I was like, I have mushrooms. I didn't have much furniture. He's like, I never did mushrooms. I'm like, okay. So we did mushrooms, and he was like petting me for hours. Like
This was on the first date.
this is like the first time we hung out, and he's like, he was telling me that he was such a blessing to me.
I was like,
He's like, I'm your blessing.
love that.
And
I love that.
I was literally like, I can't wait till this nigga leaves so I can call my friend and tell her how weird he is. I can't believe. And then in the morning, he hit me with you want to go to breakfast? So I couldn't say no.
You want to go to brunch?
And then I was like, all right, I guess I'll hang out with him for the day. And
But
then,
I love the immediate follow up. I
Yeah.
always tell my friends, I'm like, don't let these men what you doing you to
No.
death.
I lose
Yeah.
interest immediately. 3 what you doings, and I don't give a fuck. There's a new nigga on the page.
Like,
Mm-mm.
and I tell my friends, I'm like, get out of the apps, get out of text messages, like be proactive, be like, hey, you want to grab coffee? Hey, I'm going on a hike here. Do you want to meet me? I'm like, it's okay to tell a guy like, hey, you're interested, put it out there, put the ball in his court. And if he don't take it,
Because guess what? There's a lot of niggas. People are always like, there's a lot of fish in the sea. Me on a dating app, after like 3 to 5 days, if you don't initiate a hangout, I'm forgetting about you immediately.
and moving on.
On to
I
the
don't give.
next.
Yeah, I don't have enough time to entertain what you doing in hella text message conversations. I am
No.
busy, nigga. Unless we meet in human and I see your eyes and I see you don't have like a crazy twitch, then it's done. Like, so,
and I upped the competition on them because after brunch, I was like, I'm sure my friends have flu, and I was like, my friends are here. Let's go to the beach.
and
Went
then
to
I was
Santa
like,
Monica, took her to the
okay.
beach.
Oh, y'all had a full date day.
Oh, it was a day date. Took
That
her
was
to
the only way it happened, or else I would have let him go and talk shit about him immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Went to the beach.
were you trying to date when y'all met?
No.
I had just like broke up with like a Hinge date, a guy I made my boyfriend in Hinge during 2020, and he was such a nerd, and I cheated on him, and I felt so bad, and I was like, I'm not dating, I'm a horrible person, I need to work on myself.
Yeah.
And then here comes this happy motherfucker with a tank top on and a crop top, and I was like, this is not my type, and I was like, I'm not sleeping with him, I'm not kissing him, and he's talking about how he's my blessing.
Wow, our stories are so similar.
Okay, tell your story. Tell us about your first date and how you met and how we've arrived here.
So we met at work.
Yeah, we were coworkers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Charles was an HR issue. Looking at it.
A light, a minor.
Wait, can you
A
clarify?
minor
Like you're
HR.
making
So
comments.
there's a difference between harassment
Okay.
and flirting.
We can
It
clarify.
just depends on how handsome you are.
Did you
That's a fact.
I teetered the line because I don't know exactly where she saw me on that spectrum. But I was aggressive-ish in letting her know that I liked her.
Did you report him?
But no, because she liked me back, but she couldn't say that
So
she liked me
I always
because I
say
had a girlfriend.
the difference.
That's why I was
That's
like,
a
no,
pretty
I
big-
know you like me. You just can't say you like me because I have a situation at home. But I'm not blind, Orlando.
The difference between flirting and harassment is how much you like a person.
That's actually a fact.
Like, let's be real. If I like you, you could do something wild, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh my gosh,
He's so wild.
It's so funny.
And if I don't like him, I'm like, "Yo, he's fucking crazy." That's literally
That's
the
a
only
fact.
difference.
That's a fact.
I liked him as a person. I thought he was a great human being. We had I was openly dating at that point. I was looking for a boyfriend. I made it clear to everyone.
Yeah.
I was being super intentional. And he had a girlfriend. So I would tell him my dating stories. He would tell me like stuff with his relationship. We would kind of give each other advice, go back and forth. And one day I felt the energy kind of shift, but I was like, girl, relax. Like, you're not that cute. This man has a girlfriend. Like, everyone doesn't like you. I had to like talk myself down. Like, girl, relax. Like, and then he told me, he was like, so, I have something to tell you. And I was like, okay. He was like, I think I like you. And I was like,
now you flirt cheating.
Well, it's called hedging your bets.
Hedging your bets.
It's called what?
Hedging your bets.
It's called hedging your bets.
Not putting all your eggs in one basket?
No, just wanted to know whether was it mutual.
Okay.
Because if it's not, I'm going to stay with my girlfriend. Right. Like, what?
I just knew I couldn't feel the way that I was feeling about her, which is different than I felt about any other person I met in my life. And she not feel nothing. Because then that to me feels psychotic.
Because
you know what I'm saying?
Now I'm delusional.
That's harassment.
Now I don't even know the vibes. How long were you guys working together and having this friendship before this conversation?
It was 2-year situation, but we were in a rotational program. So I was in Jersey City, she was in New York. So we didn't see each other regularly. It was Facebook, it was poking, all that stuff. But then we ended up.
Poking was wild.
Way back.
Why is the poke
That is so vintage.
The line between harassment
and poking.
the poke was there for that specific purpose.
Yeah. Talk about it.
Be that as it may, at the end of the rotation program, we ended up on the exact same team. So we ended up working together day in and day out.
And
that was when the relationship started to.
And it was a team of it was one guy, us, and our manager. It was like
a very small team.
So there was like no.
So it was you and Shireen.
Yeah,
pretty much us together every day,
chit chatting, talking.
My family called her my work wife. Like it was like a very known thing. There was stories about Shireen because all we did was talk all day, every day.
I bet your girlfriend loved that.
Honestly, I knew her. Well, she used
to come around.
Yeah, she would come. Yeah. She would come by the office and meet him after work. So we weren't like cool hanging out, but like I knew cordial. Her. Yeah, we would walk to the train together and stuff. So she knew who I was. So I felt like, and she knew I was dating. Like I would chit chat with them. Like I'm a girl's girl. I'm always gonna be super respectful. So when he told me that he liked me, I was like, well,
what am I supposed to do with that information? That's specifically what you said.
And quote.
That is a good question.
I mean, my thing was like, what's never gonna happen is me declare my undying love for you and you go back home and have sex with your girlfriend.
Well, I mean, it is his girlfriend.
So, okay, and that's what I'm saying. You're not gonna be on a high for me, and then with her, I'm not gonna give you that satisfaction.
Okay, so at least today, 15, 16 years later, it was, I didn't want to give you that satisfaction. She made it seem as though she didn't like me, and I was just like, well, no, because I'm not liking somebody else's man.
Was there an undying love that you didn't confess at that time for that reason?
He says that there was.
I'm asking you.
I say that I was not open to that because he had a girlfriend.
But did you have a little bit of butterfly?
He was an attractive guy. We had fun together. He was handsome.
Now her being PC 15 years later.
What else?
Come on. Let's get to it.
But again, there are handsome, fun. I can talk to guys all the time. If you're in a relationship, you're a friend. Right, I'm friend zoning you immediately. Okay. So he was friend zoned, period. I'm like, yeah, you're cool, but you're not available, so I'm not even looking at you in that light.
Right.
I got a cute friend over here. That's what you I got a cute friend. Charles.
We're all adults here.
Right.
Like
you have eyes.
We have eyes.
I respect a lot for that because inevitably the relationship went sour. Me and my ex-girlfriend.
Not due to me, y'all. Though I had no involvement.
I mean, you was coming to work looking like that.
Yeah. Come on.
It's a
but,
I'm glad you work from home now. I'm still a work wife.
The next day, I came in after the ex-girlfriend broke up with me, actually. So I was like, Cool. Like, let's just try this break out. Let's call it a break. Next day I said, I'm single. What's up? Because now there's no more excuse. There's no more line between harassment and flirting. So
And I said, no, thank you.
And she said no, and that broke me. That was when it got
niggas
real
cannot
ugly.
handle a no.
It was like an unnecessary no though, because you put the stipulations on the reason why I wasn't a yes. Now that's no longer a thing. You gonna still say no. Now you trying to play.
It's been less than 24 hours.
Orlando,
so.
you're trying to make me seem like the psycho, and that's not something.
You've legitimately been broken up for 5 minutes. Like
legit.
I
you
need
haven't
you to
had a full night's sleep.
I need you to process your feelings.
That's not psychotic at all.
That's not crazy. Well, why would that be crazy?
And my thought was, I'm like, you're not about to make me your rebound girl that you have fun with.
You see the numbers. Every scenario, there was a you're not gonna make me be the
like
how many you not gonna be's until you just try.
Because women
There's
have
avoidant personality.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right?
So to the people out there that might be watching this, this is a great insertion. It's not about where you start. It's about where you finish. You can find all these reasons why this person is not. No. Oh my God, me. You can find all these reasons why this person is not the person, and the insertions that my dear wife could do. 15 years later, here we are, because she did take the leap. She did trust herself. So trust yourself.
Also, women, love doesn't have to be rooted in trauma. And I did not want a traumatic love story.
I'm not mad at that.
So I wanted a nice, clear cut love story.
Nice start.
I think your mama stole him from his other bitch. I'm like,
so yeah, I was just like, and also we worked together. So I'm like,
it was like sticky.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, you worked with this girl 5 minutes ago. I don't want to be the middle person. Spoiler alert, I became the middle person. But I don't want to be the middle person, and then you get back with her, and now I got an attitude, and I'm at the desk like I gotta ask him a work question, but I'm not speaking to him.
Can I get a transfer, please?
Right. We switch roles.
But ultimately, he pushed for a date.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies, if he wanted to, he would. He pushed for a date. We went out on a date, and then he was like, "So when's date number 2?" And I was like, "Oh, you want to
continue this?
We're doing this, okay?
So we're full charge ahead.
Mm-hmm. Full charge ahead.
And
I went after what I wanted, Orlando.
We went on a second date, and then we went on a third date. And on the third date, he was like, "Oh, I am taking you somewhere special." And mind you guys, we're like in our 20s. We're making like $45,000-$50,000. We're not making a lot of money in New York City. So he's like, "Oh, I want to take you somewhere special." And at lunch, I always bought my lunch because we didn't make a lot of money. I was really being intentional about saving. But the cafeteria would have churros some days, and any days they had churros, I would always like buy a churro as my little dessert. So we went out to like had burgers, and then he was like, "Oh, we're going someplace again." He's like, "So don't get dessert here."
Yeah, don't get dessert.
And we go to this place called Max Brenner's, and it's like a chocolate.
Oh, love it.
You took me there.
Oh yeah, they took you there.
Come on.
So we went.
Real player.
We know what
I like how you
after dinner. We went to Max Brenner's, and he was like, "We don't need the menu. I'm gonna order." And
you like that.
And he orders, and it's a churro little like sampling dessert plate, and I was like, "Oh my God, I think I love you." That was so thoughtful.
You paid attention.
Thank you very much. You know what I mean? And gentlemen, it's that simple. It's really
you talking to the camera, on camera man.
On camera
man is in there. It's like, but no, I had already knew that I loved you. And so I just needed to make sure that she saw me, because she saw me as a coworker. I had some things to hop over, you know what I mean? But when she got to see the core of the person, you know what I mean? And then, you know, she saw it was also a man's man too. Because you get soft. When you want something, you get your emotions all tied up. They see it different styles. I need to let her know. I'm a man's man. You're going to be good. You're going to be protected. You're going to get what you need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we in here. And after that, 15 years later. So.
And you know what I want to say? Because this is so true. Because bitches be going back and forth about, I don't know how he feels. I don't know. Listen, ladies, when a man wants your ass, you will know.
You will know.
And if you don't know, he don't want your ass. Mm-hmm. It's really simply that simple. And back to what you're saying about the other woman who's not present, who was in the mix, but not really. There was another bitch with us that day, and he didn't mention that they were like they had slept together the next.
Yeah, we were messing around a little bit.
Yo, men be wildin'. Like,
she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna meet my homegirl." And
I was like, "Come to the beach. My homegirl gonna be there."
Me and the homegirl were homegirlling all day.
I know y'all sleeping off. Probably a phenomenal conversation.
He walked walked away. We had been together all day. He walked away
Went
for
to the
5
beach,
minutes.
came back.
He's like, I'm gonna put your guys' jacket in the room. I said, okay. He got out of eye shot. This bitch said, so me and Orlando have been dating, and I think he's trying to have a threesome. And I was like,
whoa.
oh. I was like, oh, no. I just met him.
No. It's crazy work.
It's the look over your shoulder like, what?
Who, me?
She was like, so bitch. I was like, I thought the bitch was gonna cut me while he was at the bathroom.
Oh my God.
But then after that, I was like, this bitch is crazy, and I'm gonna curse him out. But then I was like, that dick must be dicking. Because that bitch went from bestie to fucking murderer.
Cut you. I'll cut the competition out right now.
So the truth is, women are a little shallow. When they see another bitch who wants the nigga, I'm like, I wasn't that interested. But suddenly it went up. The stake went up
That
times
is a
10.
fact. You all are lionesses.
Yeah.
And that, bro, nobody wants somebody nobody else wants.
Exactly.
And it is a fact of life. And so make sure you're coveted, gentlemen. This is a lot of gems already.
Hedge your bets.
Hedge your bets. I don't endorse that.
Hedge your bets is nuts.
What does that mean?
So basically, you are
Want your cake and eat it too.
whatever decision you walk away a winner, right?
Yeah.
So you're hedging your bets on both sides.
If I got with the coworker, I was good. If she said no, and I was
good.
You gotta hedge your bets.
I get the girl in LA or I keep the girl in New York. Either way, I'm winning.
And I say, you ain't hedging with me.
I'm not one of your hedgers.
Wait, so you guys dated long distance then after you decided, after you got rid of homegirl?
Yeah.
Well, after she almost cut me, and he left. I think we went to dinner, all three of us. I was like, let me back the fuck up before this bitch really does hit me.
Okay.
And then he dropped. You
went home. I took the girl back to the hotel, which was in Santa Monica.
Mm-hmm.
And for us that live in LA, we know that she was living in North Hollywood. So Santa Monica to North Hollywood.
That's a trip.
I was like, yo, I'm sexing her on the side.
come back.
I dropped the girl off at the hotel. I was like, hey, I'm gonna come see you.
And I couldn't wait so I could curse this motherfucker out.
Right.
Spin the
So
block
I
first.
drove my ass from Santa Monica to North Hollywood to see her, and she fell asleep. So I had to drive all the way back to the hotel at Santa Monica.
With the bitch that he just left.
With the bitch that was in the hotel.
Wait, so he was calling you and you were knocked
I was
out?
knocked out. We had a whole day.
Yeah, all day dating.
Nothing makes your heart beat faster than when you pull up at someone's spot and you like, yo, I'm here. No response.
Nothing.
Yo, I'm outside. No response.
But
you start calling. No
guess
response.
what my thirsty ass did? The next day I had to go to San Diego, and she finally woke up in the morning and responded. And she was like, "Oh, my bad, I fell asleep." I said, "I'm going to San Diego. I'll be right back. As soon as I come back, I'm come see you."
No, I'll be right. I'll be right
back.
For those who don't know, San
San
Diego's
Diego's
2 hours from
I'll be
LA.
right back.
So I'll be right back is nuts.
Wow.
The fact that he still talked to me after I didn't answer the door from Santa Monica to North Hollywood, I was like, he's gonna hate me.
No perception of distance and time. None.
Wow.
I don't give a fuck.
That's
I saw love,
man.
all love. That's all I saw.
Because that's insane.
That's
that is
insane.
the difference between harassment
and flirting.
Flirting is the distance between San Diego
Yo.
not even Santa Monica, North Hollywood.
Yo.
Wow, that's love. I love that for y'all, man.
Yeah.
That's
Difference
beautiful.
between love and thirsty.
So then y'all, I'm trying to also get their story.
No worries.
So how long was it while you guys were dating before Orlando you made the move to LA?
Oh, okay. So here's a quick synopsis. We dated when we first met this 4 years ago today. We dated for a whole week.
So he was
Right.
there for 5 days.
I was there for 5 days.
Okay.
And the second day I met her. The third day I was here, we went on that first date.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time we were dating. I took her everywhere. I made her ackee and saltfish. I went from one side of the valley to go to the other side of the valley to get Jamaican ingredients to come back to North Hollywood. North Hollywood to Topanga to North Hollywood to get to cook
He was
her.
doing all types of shit, picking up things for me from Facebook Marketplace.
She just got an apartment.
He
Her
was all
daughter
types of
needed
shit.
stuff. I was like, we're driving the Corvette. I went
in
all
the
around
Corvette.
LA in a
I
Corvette.
love it.
By
I
the
love
last
it.
day, I was like, this is November 22nd. I mean, like, but the 25th, and I was like, I'm going to Mexico next month for New Year's and Christmas. I was like, you want to come? And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
A month later, we went to Mexico.
And I was
for
like, am
1
I
week.
stupid? Why would I invite this man that I don't even
Don't
fucking
know.
know on a 7-day vacation?
Oh, 7
It was
days.
a 7-day vacation.
7-day vacation.
Wow.
And then like, keep in mind, he leaves LA, and then he gets back to New York and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm seeing somebody in
I
New
was
York."
dating somebody. but
And I was
yeah.
like,
Oh my
"Of
God.
course you are, you fucking
I was
weirdo.
hedging
Why would you
bets.
not
I was
say
hedging
that?"
bets.
After
I
I
didn't know if
invited
you
him
like
to
my
Mexico.
sausage. I didn't know if the recipe hit. What do you want me to do?
Wait,
What do you
so-
expect?
So wait, he agrees. He agrees to come to Cabo. But right before we leave, he's like, you know, the other girl I've been dating wants to come. And I said, well, where is she going to
No. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Listen.
Yo, I thought
I was on Orlando's side, y'all. Y'all see I ride with my
straight
fellas.
face asked me if he could bring his other bitch that
That is
insane. Who I've never met, I've never hung out with, who basically hates me because I've stolen her man for 5 days.
Oh my God.
He asked, and I said, you want her to come with us? And then where's she going to sleep? He said, with us. And this is when I was turning a leaf of like, I am not going to people please. Because before I'd just write him off and be like, sure, let the bitch come. And we're going to see. And I said, I don't think that's a good idea, dear. I don't know her in 7 days. I don't even fucking know you.
I was going to say in 7 days.
Thank God you said no.
If it goes left on the first day, now we
got a horrible trip. And I said, the bitch is really ballsy to even ask you to ask me some shit like that.
Yeah.
She knew her man was about to get taken.
She knew she was losing. She was trying to hedge her bets. It wasn't working.
Yeah. It's like, well, let's just go with what your new plan is.
Based on him asking me that, I was like, I don't even like this nigga anymore.
Yeah.
This is a ridiculous request. And I was like, how do I tell him not to come? But now he already bought flights and shit. So he comes and
it was amazing.
We had an amazing
time.
It was like incredible.
Crazy.
I was like, by the time he left, I was like, do I love this nigga? What the fuck just happened?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And all my friends were there. It was New Year's. It was 2020, so we hadn't had a lot of human
contact.
There was a DJ and people.
You were like,
what
is human beings dancing
there
with
was
music?
fireworks. I was like, so fucking. There was so much.
Crazy.
Wow, so you could have been loved. You also could have been COVID blind.
Yeah.
Who
COVID
knows?
blind. No.
And there was like Somali involved, but and mushrooms. But luckily, it was real.
It was all real. and so after that 7-day trip in Mexico, for like the whole year, we were just like on the phone, pen paling,
Just
like
friends,
long
really.
distance, like relationshiping in it. She moved in some guy who was a waste of her time, but it's because I wasn't in LA, obviously. So she had to do something to like buy her time.
Light hedge.
And before
Right?
before he left LA, he fucked me up, and he was like, "Listen, I want you to date other people. I'm dating other people, but just don't date anyone who doesn't treat you better than me."
Ooh,
And
come
I was
on,
like,
energy.
Sauce.
Come on, energy.
You see the sauce?
That's how you make up for. That's how you make up for inviting your girlfriend on your vacation. That's how you make up for it.
I was so annoyed. I was like, "Why would you even say something like that?"
So after that 1 year of just like pen paling, like long distance and messing with other people. I know I'm busting sweats, messing with other people. We decided to get into a relationship. Oh no, actually, I had slept with another girl, and she had a podcast, and she talked about it on her podcast. And then Milah was like, listen, if you're going to be fucking with me.
He went back and talked about me on his podcast by my first name. Then he had another
by her name, or
me and Milah, blah, 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 blah,
oh
blah, blah, blah.
She was a podcaster. Everybody know me.
At that point,
Podcast to Milah.
Oh my God.
my podcast was like a little bit bigger than his. I was like, he's trying to use me for clout. I was like, please don't stop. And then the girl started mentioning him. I said, this is far too much, okay? People are just, I said, there's too much mixiness, and I'm not the mixy bitch that you think I am.
And I said, listen, I can't control everybody else, right? But if you want me to be in control of everybody else and let them know, then you would have to have the title of girlfriend. So you can have these requests, but in order for me to initiate these requests, you have to be my girlfriend.
And I said, he lives in New York. What an idiot. I was like, sure, no problem. I was like, so
police what I do. I'm hedging. I'm clearly still here hedging.
Right.
He's like, we were going to be in an open relationship anyway because we were long distance.
And to maximize the hedge, I say, hey, we could be non-monogamous. Since, we're all the way on the other sides of the coast. We could be non-monogamous, we kind of open. And, here are the boundaries and the rules, we'd be good. She was like,
no problem. I was like, so basically I'm single and I get what I want.
Great.
Right.
And then in my mind, I was like, in a couple of months, this will not work.
It'll die out.
It'll die out. And you know what this nigga does? He goes on a full PR tour telling every podcast he goes on, my girlfriend Milah from Good Moms Bad Choices.
That's real player. That's how you get out the game. That's how you get out the game.
Let it be known. Cancel her hedge.
Oh my!
I was not approving of this.
Not him peeing on your leg on the podcast.
Nah, me. She thought stupid over here.
So for like 6.
Honestly, we love a man marking his territory.
We do. He like posted me on Instagram that first week. I was like, oh, this is real. He's claiming
you posted. Yeah, you posted.
Bitches are so basic because I was basic. I was like, he has a girlfriend, but he posted me, so she must be fine. And then I think 6 months into us being in a relationship, I went to New York. He came out here. Kind of started to get like my feelings started to grow. And then he lost his job that he had for like 10 years. And I was like, you should just come to LA and figure your shit out.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you
want me to come to LA?
He dropped off his big ass bag. He left, didn't take the bag. I was like, you left this very large suitcase in my room. He's like, oh yeah, I'm coming back. I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, I'm moving in. I was like, okay.
Oh.
So,
and then I was in denial. I was like, he's not going to move in. He's going to go.
Move in. So we had a plan to go to Mexico for like a month. And this was June 2022. And we went to Mexico for that month. And I was like, this is going to be the month where we set the foundation of our relationship.
And then after this trip, I'm coming home.
And after the trip, I'm coming home. And I moved to LA with the other half of my stuff in another big ass suitcase. And I said, we're a family. Me, you, and Luna, baby.
And it was like, I was like on the phone, like, this is my daughter. Oh, yeah, this is being my daughter. I was like, oh, my God. I'm going to traumatize my child.
I love it.
I told her everything was, this is what we doing, baby. This is what we do.
I was like, can you chill with the daughters? You know, like, let's just ease into
it.
He's like, what? This is my daughter.
It's my daughter.
Like,
Full force. And she's going to love you forever for that.
Oh, sure. She
but
loves it.
I like a man that's not playing with you. Oh. He's like, you're a mom. I'm taking it seriously. If I'm going to live with you, then biological, like I'm here. I'm playing father. So I'm a claimer. I'm claiming you. I'm a claim her too.
Right? We all in together.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, Orlando, I'm in love too.
No, I'm a wild boy, but you know I do my thing.
I love it. Because you got real shaky in there. You got real shaky in there in Cabo, but you brought it back home.
There were some definitely things that it probably, I don't know how it got past me, but in other cases, I would have been like, absolutely fucking not.
Oh, same. This
whoa, how'd I catch it straight? I was just sitting here complimenting the daddy story. How you just gonna just throw me in
That's
straight?
How you know.
There was so much back and forth with ex-girlfriend.
Oh, so there ended up being some
tension.
Yeah, it was a little back and forth.
She found out you got a new love, and she's trying to get back up in there.
Exactly.
She's like,
you know women.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I do.
No, I told him that. I said she's gonna come back.
A little spin the block.
He was like, oh, she's not coming back. I was like, bro, she's gonna come back.
And when she did you tell her that you were dating Shireen?
Yeah, I was honest Eddie. Like,
and what did she say? Oh, I knew that bitch from work. One of my men.
Well, I didn't want to tell her, at least not yet.
Right.
But she had found out.
She figured it out. Because women are women. She figured it out.
Figured it out. You know what I mean? It was like asking, so do I know this person? I was like, you start asking the protocols. I was like, you know
who it is.
Uh-huh.
So he came to work the next day and told me that she knew. And she basically said, like, I want to get back together. What should we do? Like, and I looked at him. I said, so what you gonna do?
Yeah. What happened?
I said, I don't know.
You don't know.
Because it was just all happening so fast. Real time decision making. I need time to process. And she said, well, I don't want to be with somebody who don't know if they want to be with me or not. So have a good life.
No, the girl?
God bless. No, her.
Wait,
her. God bless. I wish you well. I hope you'll tell your mom that I love her. She's phenomenal. Phenomenal woman. Phenomenally. You be blessed. Y'all know how y'all do y'all salutations.
Here's my letter of resignation.
No, don't touch me.
I'm good. No.
Hey, I'm good.
I'm good. Thank you.
I was like, because I said I'm still trying to process something that happened yesterday.
To retreat. Oh, you gave me a reason? I already knew you were fuck shit. How long were you dating the girl prior to this?
4 years. And I'm like, no, I'm good. God bless. I just pray that you and the rest of your future.
I'm not a second thought.
Which is why when he initially asked me out on the date.
Did you know the isms that was coming out of her mouth? There's so many isms.
When y'all broke up 5 minutes and you asked me out 5 minutes later, I said, this is a 4-year relationship. You're going to get back with her. This is what we're young. We break up and then, oh my gosh, I hate you. Now I'm in love with you again.
Newsflash, I never got back with her. I never.
But you had to think about it, and that's the problem.
But I had to at least have time to think. Be supportive.
Absolutely fucking not.
I'm going through something with my ex. As a girlfriend, can you be supportive?
No.
So I ultimately, yes, they did not get back together. But I told him in that same conversation, I was like, dating aside, right? As your friend, y'all broke up. What has changed? If you get back together, what has changed in that relationship that's going to make it different and not result in a breakup next time? So I was like, that is all I'm going to say to you. That is not a plug for me.
AKA, I know all the shit you've been complaining to me about, nigga, and ain't shit changed. So sit on that.
And they had only broken up for like a few weeks. So it wasn't like, oh, a year breakup where it's like, I've grown as a person.
It's still fresh.
Yeah, it was still fresh. So I was just like, you're going to do whatever you're going to do. At the end of the day, I'm not about to be out here fighting for no man. You can have him.
But did you cry when you got home?
I was definitely sad.
Did you cry when you got in the car?
Yeah, no, my feelings were hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she was
Put
on a real good French. Put on a real good front in front of me.
Being happy for
She
my
was
feelings
like,
were hurt. We're both Virgos.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she wasn't gonna let me see.
Virgos are very
Wasn't gonna let me
cutthroat.
see a single tear,
Oh,
bro.
no.
Yeah.
I was like, this is cold.
And honestly, we were going
cry.
through all of this, but I was getting ready to go to graduate school. So I had got accepted into graduate school. I was moving to Indiana. And I was like, you know what? If it all goes to hell, I'll never see him again. None of us will ever see each other again. We will move on with our lives.
Yeah. Everything will be fine.
It will all be fine. And then that summer, he got like really serious about courting me. We hung out the entire summer.
Yeah.
Before you went to graduate school?
Before I went to graduate school. And as I was getting ready to leave, I was like, okay, so yeah, what are we doing? Are we going to do it?
And I pulled in Orlando. I was like, listen, we're gonna be bi-coastal, you know what I mean? The mileage between New York and Indiana begets we're just friends. It begets friendship. It speaks to an agreement between two parties.
Not a covenant.
And he said,
and so I was like, we partners, right? You know what I mean?
Not partners.
Like Martin, like we life partners.
And I said, you want to waste my time, huh?
I was going to say, what the fuck is that?
You want to waste my time.
None of that made any sense to me.
I'm pissed off crazy.
And I said, okay, friend.
Right.
I said, so just know, we will just be friends. There will be no benefits to this friendship. It will just be a friend. Oh, what you mean ain't gonna be no benefit?
Right,
why does it have to change?
Crazy. Nobody said all of that. It was just a little hedge. It was a light hedge.
I said, because I am going to date and you're going to date, so I want you to date freely, and I don't want to hold you back.
Now, to be clear, at this
freely
point,
and locally.
Don't worry
freely
about
and
me.
look. At this point in my life, it was not the very fly, very successful man that you see
You've
here.
always been fly and successful.
Yeah, moderately. I have my days. And so after that disagreement, she went on. She was driving. My frat brother, my real good boy, he was at the house the whole summer to see all of this. He saw the whole thing unfold. He was like, bro, you gonna let her go with these grad school niggas?
They got an education.
You sure you wanna let her go? So
Shout out to that friend.
That sat on my chest for a couple of hours of the 12-hour road trip. I was like, oh, hell no, I can't. I don't want no parts of these successful guys. I want to go back to school. I knew that. I was like, let me bring her down.
And
so I called her on the road.
Hey, baby.
And I said, what's up, girlfriend? She said, who are you talking to? I don't know who you talking to. Was this an accident? I was like, no, I'm talking to you. And I could hear her smiling and giving me through the phone.
Niggas.
And that was it. And that was it. That was it. We have been together ever since. It was never even a fake breakup. I think I tried to break up with her. She smacked her lips. Was like, you ain't breaking up with me. And I never tried again.
I tried to break up with Orlando.
Mila tried to break up with me, and I was like, you crazy. Call me back.
We would break up at night, go to sleep, and in the morning we'd back together.
Mila told me, hey, I think this is a lot. Like, I don't know if I could really deal with this. Just so much going on. I was like, nah, I think you're going to be all right.
I think you could do this. I think you could deal with.
I called Erica. Erica told me, like, so did you do it? Did you break up with him? I was like, I did, but I'm not sure he got the memo.
Real New York shit.
She was like, what? I was like, I told him, and he just said he'll call me back. He'll
call me back. Told him he said he was going to call me back. Fellas, this is free game right here. Bro, I didn't know we had so much in common. Like, you got to be assertive. Like, no, you're not breaking up.
I was like, whatever.
It is what it is.
You don't want that.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
And also, you saying that, like, if a man cares about you and is interested in you, you'll know. I also asked. I was like, yeah, but niggas be lying. So I would be like, we were like boyfriend, girlfriend for this point, like 2 years.
Yeah.
I would be like, so you want to get married? He'd be like, sure, what's wrong? I'm like, no, I just need to know if you're going to marry me. Because if you're not going to marry me, we could break up today and there's no hard feelings. Just
don't waste any more of my time.
Just don't waste my time, please. And he'd be like, Shireen, I want to get married. I want to marry you. I'm like, I just want to make sure you want to marry me though. Like, let's be clear, because like you're tall and your shoulders are broad and you're blocking my potential husband because now he can't see that I'm available. So like, I won't
This
even
is
be
verbatim,
mad.
by the way. You still got it down pat.
I won't
And
even.
I'm smacking my lips. I'm like, oh my God, you're so crazy. Like, relax.
I'm like, please, just we could break up right now. We know hard feelings, but just be honest with me. Because to me, I'm like, I don't want it to be where you do want to get married, but you like, not really to Shireen. Like, I don't think she the one, but I'm hedging my bets. Don't hedge them with me, please. Please, baby.
Don't all in. It's a power play. You know what I mean?
So I always ask him, I'm like, just please be honest with me. And I think that stemmed from like our friendship pre the relationship, where like we had a little bit of turmoil, but I will, like, my friends were like, yo, you're crazy, like, you don't think he's cheating on you with that girl? I'm like, yo, if he is or if he isn't, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he told me the truth and I'm opting to be here. So like, I'm in it with my eyes wide open, right? Like, I don't have on any rose-colored glasses. I know it's a little messy. I'm like, if we get out the mess, that's cool. If we don't get out the mess, like, I was never lied to. Like,
we're friends enough. This nigga knows he can be honest with me.
Yeah.
And he would tell me, like, we were long distance, and like his ex-girlfriend would call him. He would be on. He would tell me. I'm like, you don't have to tell me that. I would never know. By the time I see you again, the call is long gone. I can, even if I go through your phone, I'm not gonna see it. So I think that was like really the basis of our relationship, was that we're friends first. And even now, married almost 10 years, like, we still have uncomfortable conversations with each other. We're still honest with one another. If I'm not showing up, y'all see who Charles is. He has no problem.
I don't mind saying what I need to say.
Yeah. And sometimes that's not always fun, right? Like, it's not always fun to tell your partner, like, you're not showing up for me in this way or that way. But I would say we have uncomfortable conversations.
I think
pretty regularly.
I mean, and obviously our therapy is what got us there, and obviously our friendship too. But you know, it was before we actually had like was it marriage counseling or whatever? Like, we were still teetering on trying to, I don't want to say not hurt the other person. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was a lot. We care about each other deeply, and it's like, I don't want to hurt your feelings. And so our therapist made me look at her and say, Charles, do you love her? Yes. Period. It was like very quick. Would you ever do anything to intentionally hurt her? Absolutely not. So she was like, Shireen did the exact same questions. She was like, so if that's the core, then there's nothing that you cannot discuss. There's nothing that you cannot get through if you know that the intentions are pure. You understand what I'm saying? And now I think that unlocked a new level for us. And I think I was still on the cusp at that point. This is pandemic years too. We was like together all day, every day. She ain't put on no makeup, no lashes, no nothing. I was like, whoa, Lord, I might need a hedge. I didn't know if I needed a hedge, y'all.
I know you're not talking about that haircut with no haircut.
My hair goes crazy. Now I wasn't almost handsome, something in the pandemic neither. But
got a lot of nerve.
but furthermore, it really truly like unlocked a different level. And I was like, I could genuinely be with you for the rest of my life. And I had intentions to on the altar. It was like, do you vow? Yes. I said, that was my intention for sure. I felt like I meant it in that moment. But when we got to the level of depth that I felt like we got to after therapy, I said, I could really do this. It's like, you're not going anywhere ever. Like, no. If you broke up with me, I'm Charles and divorce. Call me back. Call me back. We'll talk tomorrow. Well, so you don't mean that. You know what I mean? It was a beautiful thing to like really understand what that looked like.
And I think our therapist she helped us argue differently, right? Like, I think before we were arguing to respond because like, you need to see my point and see that I'm right. Whereas like, she was like, y'all are on the same team. Like, so you being right is only hurting your partner. Like, how do you make sure that y'all are seeing each other's perspectives? And I know like Charles's default when we would argue, he would be like, well, we could get a divorce. Like, every argument, it ended in like, we could get a divorce.
Well, we ain't got to do this. That was
his favorite line.
It was an actual honest sentiment. We got together poor, we're not poor. This could be easy. You know what I mean? Like, you're not hearing me out. Because then again, she's from the Bronx, New York. You know, I mentioned that on Off the Better Best podcast. So anytime I would bring up something, Orlando, it wouldn't be an internalization of what I was trying to say. It would be well, you do this. And I just couldn't sit with the fact that I could never make a point without it being met with a rebuttal that was, whether it was tangential or something different, it was just not an acknowledgement or, you know, babe, I would never get that. It'd be like, well, You ain't do the dishes. So how dare
Since
you
we
talk
bringing
about
up
it?
shit that pissed us
Right,
off.
right. I'm glad you mentioned something. Let me open up the files. In case number 53 says...
So my only trump card was, well, we don't have to do this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so those words, honestly, have never came out of my mouth again.
And I think
Mm-hmm.
he was doing that as like a threat to me to like
Listen.
to listen and to like take accountability. But in reality, what it was doing was creating a divide because now I don't feel safe because
you're gonna divorce me.
You're threatening to leave me anyway.
You're right.
So it was just like it was doing the opposite effect of what he wanted it to do. And I remember our therapist saying, like, Charles, do you want to get divorced? And he was like, no. And I forgot what she made you do, and I started crying. She was like, well,
she made me look you in your eyes and tell you that I want to be with you for the rest of my life or something like that.
Yeah. And I was like, I hadn't heard that in so long. All I had heard was threats of leaving. That I like started bawling because I was like, I wanted to feel safe. I wanted to feel like this is where you want to be. Obviously you can leave. Like you're not chained to the radiator. Right. We both have free will, but the beauty in it is knowing that you can leave, but you don't want to. And you weren't giving that to me. And I think that was like a turning point, and he was like, oh, I should probably stop saying that because it's not helpful.
I didn't know. I was like, dang, a little hedge made her feel a little hedge. Just a light hedge made her feel like that.
Yeah.
A little threat.
But women,
between a threat and a hedge.
Difference between harassment, a light threat, and a real legitimate threat. Sorry, two different things. It depends on the context. Yo, this is good.
Women need to feel safe. Women need to feel wholeheartedly safe. If we're wearing makeup, if our edges are done, if we fuck up. And I think most people are not willing to. But most people are like not willing to check the way they argue, and most of us have not been in deep relationships outside of our parents. Where it will be if you don't like it, I'll leave. And if you don't like it, you can leave.
I had abandonment issues because my father did leave.
Right, and especially with a man. So I was going to say that with like you're the men in your life, women really, really need to feel safe no matter what. Or else, and I feel like women will test it because that's what our bodies tell us to do. Prove,
check and make sure,
or like it's a way of protection.
Yeah.
I don't think I think you're gonna leave anyway. So you threatening me is confirming all of the things that I need, and that's my protection. So I'm gonna even scoot even further away from you. Instead of just realizing, and that's what me and Orlando, we have a safe word when we argue, and it's always same goal. Same goal, because it's like, do we have the same goal, bitch, or not?
Same goal.
I will say that one thing that I think is what's the word? It's it really pushes the relationship forward. It advances the relationship forward in the beginning is being friends. Like if you could really like curate a friendship before a dating experience with a person.
Totally agree.
With me and her, like
there's no avatar. There's no like I'm not presenting myself.
I'm coming as I am, because usually with friendships you want to be as you are and be accepted as a friend. One of the things we even said to each other while we were friends, we're like, I could see you in my life for the rest of my life. I could see you at my wedding. Even though we slept together, like I can see you at my wedding, and now it's about to come through.
I say, I'm at the wedding. I'm on the altar though.
And I always said, I'm like, if for some reason we ever did get divorced, like our next partners have to be comfortable with
the friendship.
The friendship.
Right.
Because I'm like, there's nothing in this world that could ever make me hate you outside of us, like obviously having children, so we'll always be connected. But I'm like, you are a sounding board. I think Charles is so smart. I share so much of like my professional journey with him. I couldn't imagine not having that friend to talk to. So, and I would assume you feel the same.
Yeah, no, I don't feel that at all.
Well, wait, I have a question.
Shireen back in the day.
I'm a troll. We all know that you helped build this business that has made us successful, that we sold. She is absolutely the engine behind the beloved on air. So.
And that's beautiful. And I think a lot of people like get intimidated about like love and work relationships. And it is challenging because we work together. And sometimes I'm like, I don't think this is a great idea that we work together. I might not like you.
Us working together was threatening a relationship.
Oh yeah, because you gotta separate work and life.
I mean, we work together in different capacities. In some capacities, I'm his boss. In some capacities, we're partners. So there's a lot of things.
I was like, you boss talking me. We co-hosts. We're co-hosts talking right now. You boss talking.
But yeah, I think people get intimidated by having like super deep, vulnerable questions. I mean, conversations, and also are unable to like hear each other out, because I definitely relate to that, because I'd be like, nigga, who the fuck are you talking to? Because I know a lot of shit that you did that I didn't love.
But I also think when you're so used to being independent and being by yourself, like you had obviously been alone for a while, was raising your daughter by yourself, you're like, bro, you could leave or stay. Like, we're gonna be good over here.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes we bring that energy into the relationship that you said she boss talk. We bring that boss talk energy into the relationship, and really it's like they just want to soft life us.
Yeah, and that's really what it requires for bitches like us who are like boss talking their niggas sometimes, because that's like our default. It really does take a man, I think a real masculine man. The masculinity comes in when they can be like, relax. You're safe.
Right.
I love you. You're tripping. You know what I mean? And it's with the softness. It's like the hardness of a hard stop, bitch, we're not doing this, but it's with the softness of compassion and love. Yeah. And that's really what it, like, that's the only way to like fight fire with fire is like with softness. Yeah. And I think like I think men, this like, this toxic masculinity gets so deeply confused that you think, are you going to lead? Are you going to follow me? Are you going to be, what do they call it? Submissive, you know, all the internet conversations.
See how far
you
that's
gonna
out
make
of prediction.
She's like, what's that word?
It's not in my vocabulary, guys. But you know, like I think the real masculinity comes when they can soften the blow, and they're not intimidated by a woman who knows how to hold her own and has held her own for most of her fucking adulthood.
Yeah.
Facts.
So I think that's a big thing.
And
too.
that basks in your success too. Like I feel like Orlando has come in, and obviously you had a brand that you had built before him, and he has helped you elevate that brand and poured into that brand, as opposed to being like intimidated by it.
Right. He's a support system versus being like.
I definitely came in the first time like we met in person. I was like, I like this. Which I can fuck whatever y'all need. Hit me up. I got y'all. Another thing that I wanted to ask y'all, just to go back a little bit. I know that Shireen fell in love with you when you brought her some churros. I want to ask you two things. What was the moment that you realized that you were in love with her? And what was the moment that y'all realized that y'all wanted to be married?
So the moment I realized that I was in love with her, let me see it. Did I have a specific moment? Because we were still co-workers when I was like, oh my God. I don't know the specific moment, but it was a personality type.
Yeah.
And I thought Shireen was significantly older than me. She is older than me. Cradle Robin is still
how many?
Literally like 13 months.
I mean, it is what it is.
Like 3 years.
The math,
you're almost
I'm
40.
just saying. I just want to be very clear.
You have to
sometimes y'all want to. Sometimes y'all reach back.
Years, so.
You know what I mean?
She's almost 40 and
the line between harassment.
20.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know, you're getting the young ones. But seriously,
you gotta mold them.
It was like a maturity level that I had never seen. And us working the exact same job, both legitimately hating it, and me not seeing a path out for myself and just being like, whatever, it's the most money my family probably's ever made. You know, I'm just going to suck it up and do it. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm going to study every day.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to grad school. Hey, you out spending your little money every week trying to go get checks, trying to eat burgers. Yeah, I'm going to save all of my money. Things that I had never thought was like, wait, you save money? I was like, so by the 15th, you have money left?
From the first?
I was like,
wow.
No, it's a crazy concept. You know what I mean? I was like, the level of elevation that I thought that she could bring to my life was just like, I was longing for. I was seeking. The physical's crazy. Like, let's be very weird. She stands up. God bless you. But it was the emotional, the intelligence. I was like floored by it. Yeah. And then to that end, it was the moment that I knew that I wanted to marry her was when I was down on my luck, lost my job. I told the story on Black Love. We went on a double date when she was in grad school. I lost my job when she was in grad school. I had to move out of my apartment in Manhattan, all of this stuff. And I just kind of came and just stayed with her. And she had a very good couple friend. Her boyfriend was coming and she wanted to go on a double date. I had no money. I like to take care of people. Even if I ain't really had the money at those days, I was still trying to do it. And I didn't want to go because I wasn't going to be able to pay. And at least our half. You know what I mean? I was like, this is going to look bad. Don't make me look tacky in front of these people. Let's just stay home, eat Jimmy John's, or you could go by yourself and not play video games. It's like, no, let's go. So forced me to go. She got killed on the internet for forcing me to go.
Why?
I don't know. The internet trolls find any reason to be mad about that.
She's a bitch.
Why would you force that man to go to demasculate him at the table?
And I'm like, bro, people know you lost your. It's okay.
Right,
like
we're a couple.
let's just go eat.
We go. Everybody's ordering up stuff. I'm keeping it real light because I'm just like, I just
I'll
don't
have
know
a
what
salad.
to do. You know, I have a salad and water with some lemon and sugar on the side.
Shut up. Not the sugar, nigga.
And as we get closer to wrapping up the meal, she's like, check your phone. She like speaks over to me, yo, check your phone. And I checked my phone and I got like a quick pay. I got a quick pay, Chase quick pay, which was enough for me to cover.
Before Zelle.
Quick pay. Yeah, I remember it. And I almost like I felt my heart and I was like, yo, she gets me at a deeper level. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, like she made more money than me multiple times in our life since then. It's not about like who makes more optics or whatever, but I was like, she understands that that's something that's important to me. And she wants to let me be the man that I want to be.
Right.
And at that moment, I was like, I'm gonna marry her. We're done. We're done here. No more teeter in the line.
No more hedging bets.
No more hedging bets. I'm good.
I'm all in on this one.
Chase quick pay, ladies.
And that was it.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, I got a question because I've been thinking about this for me and Milah. What was y'all proposal like?
Oh, God.
It was pretty extravagant.
It was, if y'all see who Charles is.
Yeah. So
on camera, man.
On camera. It was definitely on camera. So I had somebody make a montage of like our life story. So that moment, so like that was in text. Everything was in text, but like in pictures and videos.
Okay.
But like we did a documentary pretty much of us meeting and being friends, to me losing my job, to her supporting me, to literally that day. Like the video ended kind of in the climactic moment of me walking out. And then I actually walked out. And I got on and I proposed, but people were like bawling because the narrative of our story, the video was so crazy. So
we should post that one day.
We should.
Send us a video. We about to post
it. We about to put it in the episode.
When I say it was so beautiful, but in retrospect, you know what I mean? Like, I put so much time. I want her family there, my family there. It was like multiple hundred people there.
Oh, damn.
I just wanted to marry her. I waited 5 months, which pushed everything back 5 months.
Oh, so
7-year-old could have been 7.5-year-old.
Yeah.
So that we could do it. And now, you know, again, I was 27, 28 at that time. And now we have friends like, oh, I want to do this big extravagant wedding. And I'm like,
just marry your person.
Just get married. Like honestly, I just be like, just do it. Like courthouse or whatever works. Like do it and build your life. Because I look at the money we spent there and I'm like, Jesus Christ, we could have had another house. Yeah. Could have two houses, three houses.
Was the marriage extravagant too?
Of course the wedding was extravagant. And we're talking about on air, beloved. 200 people?
307 people.
307 people?
At the wedding. Full band.
Because they weren't supposed to be there.
We had
full band. It was a spectacle.
We had a full band. He was like, I really want this band, so then we paid for the band. But I'm like, you can't have the band play all night, so we still need a DJ.
Band, DJ.
Well, we got married in Chicago,
lobster,
and I was like, we need a New York DJ because I'm Caribbean, and I want to make sure the DJ knows how to play like hip hop, but also like
music in Chicago.
soca and reggae. And I said, y'all not doing that in Chicago, so we flew in a DJ. So it was
extravagant,
and we were 27 and 28.
That's
at the
young.
time.
Yeah.
And we paid for all ourselves. I look back, I'm like, I don't know how we scrounged that money up together.
Yeah.
But we paid for it ourselves. But yeah, it was we really should post that video. I had no idea he was gonna propose because at that point he was working like a sales job. So like he would
make a little money, make not make money.
Yeah.
Make a little money, not make money.
He would tell me about, I had a deal, but it fell through, so I didn't get the money, and he'd be upset that he didn't make. So I thought he had no money. I was like, I love him, but I don't know when this ring is gonna happen.
So I'm gonna be patient with this one.
Yeah, I was like, we in it for the long haul. So I really had no idea. And my best friend, she had gotten engaged, and she called me and was like, hey, I'm going dress shopping this weekend in New York. I would love for you to be there. Can you make yourself available to get there.
That was the whip.
And I was like, oh yeah, sure. And him and his good friend were doing a not for profit at the time, and they were having their like annual event that weekend. And I was like, oh, it works out. Like I'm coming to New York that weekend to go dress shopping.
I proposed at the event.
Oh wow! So you had no idea.
No.
It was just an extravagant event.
Yeah. So I was just like, okay. So I was like, I'll be able to come to like the happy hour day party, because I'll be in New York. And he used to come to me because his mom worked for Delta, so he had flight benefits. So obviously Atlanta's a hub. He would just fly to Atlanta to see me every weekend. I rarely went to New York. And he was like, okay, great. I'm excited. And then leading up, he came to Atlanta every weekend leading up to that weekend I was coming to New York. And he kept asking me what I was going to wear to the
event.
I blew it.
And
you're like, nigga, I know how to dress.
Right. Yeah. I just didn't want her to be mad after like,
why did you
tell me? I got my this. So I was like, what you wearing?
So
you got to fit off?
Yeah.
You going ahead? You going to
You know I got my fit on.
So he's like, oh, what? And it wasn't like, oh, what are you wearing? I'm trying to figure it out. And then he had come to Atlanta. I had ordered some stuff. We went through some outfits and we kind of liked some, kind of didn't like some. But I was like, I'm going to put something together. Don't worry. And I'm like, why do you even care this much?
Right.
And he's like, oh, it's going to be a lot of people there that you haven't met before. I've been telling you, so I just want to make sure you look nice. I'm like, okay. And then that ended. And then that next week we were on the phone and he asked again, so what are you wearing? And I'm like, okay, why do you care? But you don't care. Why do you care this much? So I was already starting to, I was like, oh, but maybe not. Again, talking myself down.
Right.
Maybe,
Don't get your hopes up.
yeah, maybe not. And then he came the weekend before I was going to New York. He called me on a Thursday and was like, I'm going to fly to Atlanta tomorrow. I'm like, cool. He should have stayed his ass home.
Yeah, I should have stayed at home.
He was talking just on the phone with his friends, talking. Oh, y'all, what time is y'all flight next weekend? And I'm like, your friends coming to New York next weekend?
For the nonprofit event?
Yeah.
They support me real hard.
He was like,
you know,
love to see the boys.
My partners, my life partners.
He's like, yeah, he was like, no, they just be talking. They said they was coming, but we don't know if they really come. In my head, I'm like, you just ask them what time their flight was.
Right. Seems pretty permanent, right?
So honestly, the person that tipped me off to it was Charles.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
that made me think this was something more than what it was.
Yeah.
And had he not tipped me off, I would have walked in and had no idea.
It was beautiful nonetheless.
It was
really beautiful.
But yes, I will say the surprise in it was like I still had not figured out how he was gonna do it. I didn't know our families were gonna be there. So he had friends and family flying that I had not seen. So that was, and then I looked at my hand and I was like, "Are you a drug dealer?
Who the fuck are you? The sales is doing this?"
Right, she was like, oh.
I was like, I was unprepared
Yeah.
for this. So he did a wonderful job. I told him for 10 years I want a new ring.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are coming up on 10 years.
We're coming up
I think I heard this on the podcast too.
Yeah. But now we're in a place where we could do it big. So we're gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, we did it big the first time, but
We
like
did.
Again.
our 10-year, and I'm like, this is like a true milestone. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get her
Aww.
little stinky little new ring.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, you don't wear the same watch you wore 10 years ago. She makes very valid points.
Okay, fine.
Just a
Right,
nice
dude,
woman.
And we have 2 sons. I'm gonna save this diamond for one of our sons.
Oh, that'd be nice.
yeah.
Because black people need to hand stuff down to their
Their
kids.
Yo,
we don't do that. Yeah.
We had an episode with our diamond dealer who created Milah's engagement ring, and she was saying how like they take their what do you call it, heirlooms,
And you can like take that ring if you wanted to, and then they redo
That's
something
what I told
else.
him.
Heirlooms.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
We don't even know. We barely know the name.
Right.
Because we
it's
don't
not
know.
something
People
that-
say it in our
yeah.
vocabulary.
I'm like, you had to first save for the ring, and then we came together, save for the wedding. I'm like, how nice would it be to be able to CJ or Carter not
Yeah.
have to save for the ring,
Right.
and we give them the diamond,
And if they want to redo it or
do
whatever,
it,
they
can
can.
redo it, and then we are able to help them with their wedding.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm like, you just open up so much more financial freedom for your
Yeah.
children.
Yeah,
That's true.
facts. Y'all want to see Milah's ring?
No, you're not. Why do you keep doing this?
Wait, so you know?
Yeah,
You-
I have it.
y'all-
I've been showing everybody
Yeah,
her
let's
ring
see,
without
let's
showing
see.
it to her.
Well, I mean, we
Don't-
live together, and but I wanted to have some input, but I don't know what it looks like.
She has no idea what it looks like. Listen, everybody knows me and Milah's getting married. There's no 2 people that are like,
I'm
meant
excited.
for each other like me
I'm
and Milah.
excited.
Wait, I have
Wait, but look. Y'all can
Stop,
react.
stop,
Y'all can
hot
react.
eyes.
Y'all can react, right?
Mhm.
But don't no description, right?
Uh-huh.
Watch.
This is so,
Jesus Christ.
this is so ridiculous.
I might need that jeweler.
She's sweet.
Oh
really
my
good.
God.
She's really good.
I have a question. After,
Are you ready for that? Oh my God. Yo, did y'all see that?
She's
You better do some hand exercises. I think you better start doing something.
I'm excited for you guys.
I'm excited too. Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know if we're doing it the right way while he's showing everybody the ring while I'm in the room. But
This is my
listen,
thing.
your love story your way.
Right.
okay, one more question. Well, not whatever. How has because you guys got married pretty young.
Yeah.
How far into that did you guys have CJ? Was it CJ came first?
Yeah.
And then how has how has the relationship changed after one kid and then two kids?
Yeah. I always tell people that one child, you have a kid. 2 children, you have a family. Those
Village.
are 2 different situations. Because everybody's hands are full. When it was one person, the alarm goes off, go get CJ ready. I have a long night, baby. 2 kids, alarm go off, everybody has to get up. There's not enough hands in the household for everybody. But the unintended benefit to having all of those children, I know it's only 2, but I say all these kids.
Are you guys still working on that third one?
Yeah.
That girl's coming.
The girl,
With the Burberry.
You don't have his girl.
We're
You
gonna
gonna
knock on wood, but I'm knocking all this shit around. We better figure it out.
Yeah.
But like, there's nothing more entertaining and joyful than our house. And when we had one, he was to himself, he was on his iPad. But the 2 of them, plus, like, we have so much enjoyment about being at home. And we live a very outside life. But like, my refilling of my cup to be able to be, on the mic, beloved, is being at home with my kids. Like, it is so much fun. But it is definitely a lot of work. 10 out of 10, do recommend, don't recommend. You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready. You gotta be willing to do the work, man.
Yeah.
I would say with his travel schedule, you would think I would be the one, like, when you coming home, it'd be CJ. CJ like, so we got dressed. He was like, are y'all going somewhere?
Where y'all going?
Oh,
he pressed us. He pressed us.
What y'all doing over there?
He's like, what y'all just going? What y'all just going? Yeah, no. The kids be like, you stay your ass at home.
Right.
So CJ will ask, he'll be like, so when is daddy coming back? I'm like, on Sunday. He's like, Sunday morning? Or like, I won't see him till I wake up on Monday.
Is he a Virgo too?
He is a Cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a Cancer.
Mm-hmm.
He's not fucking around with y'all.
No, not at all. There's no games. There's no games.
He is like, how long? How many sleeps am I sleeping until?
That's how he knows his days of the week.
Yep.
How many nights do I have to go to sleep before he's back?
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
So yeah, CJ loves his parents, loves his family, and makes it very clear, like, daddy, that's cool and all, but bring that ass back home.
And how about intimacy? How has it been hard to keep up with romance and intimacy with 2 kids?
How was that?
I think after CJ, we struggled.
I never struggled.
Oh God!
This is a public platform.
Not no public platform with the camera.
Disrespect me like that. I'm holding it down.
I need you to parse it out a little further.
You're nuts. Obviously, we didn't struggle that much. We had Carter.
Go ahead.
No, I think we had CJ in 2017. Yeah, we moved to California 6 weeks after he was born.
Oh damn.
I was going through postpartum. I probably had like a little bit of baby blues. So I can't even remember that far back. I don't feel like it was an issue. I feel like when COVID hit and you would think you're in the house all the time.
That's all you have to do, but
we were like annoyed with each other all the time.
Right.
So I felt like that was like a little decline because
who wants to fuck when you're annoyed?
Yeah.
Blatantly.
So I feel like therapy kind of helped us kind of bring it back. But I will say, I think we've always made time for that. Like, I do remember one time, like, CJ was on his iPad and we were mid and he bust in the room and I froze. I was like, ah! I was like a teenager getting caught by my parents.
You got caught by your mom?
And Charles reacted so quick and like pulled a blanket and was like, we're wrestling.
Yeah.
That's good.
We wrestling.
Kooky kids.
But back to the earlier point of like talking through things, I think when there have been lulls and dips, like we've had conversations about it.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it this way? Is it work? Is it stress? Is it you? Is it me? And sometimes it's external factors, and I think we have to give each other grace for that. Like, I know with me being pregnant, like pregnancy is for me, there was definitely a gap in intimacy because like I'm uncomfortable. I'm big. Charles is a bigger man.
Watch it. Tread lightly.
And
Don't talk about this petite man like that.
Thank you. Focus on yourself, King. I'm petite.
and there became a time with me, I'm like, I'm just uncomfortable.
Right.
Like I can't even, I don't have that to offer anymore. It's now off the table.
Yeah.
I can offer other things, but that I cannot
Yeah.
offer. So I think we've always been open and honest about the highs, the lows. And honestly, just like we said, I feel like those conversations are very uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And sometimes when you're the person that it's because of, it feels even more uncomfortable. But to me, I appreciate that because one, you're giving me the grace to say like, okay, I can fix this.
Right.
And you're giving me the choice and being open and honest and not going out and cheating, which I feel like sometimes is the default. Like, I'm not getting it here, let me go get it somewhere else. It's like, I want it from you, so I need you
To get in the game.
to figure it out.
Right.
And I think that's something that I've always loved and appreciated about Charles is that he's like, yo, I don't want to go outside. So
Finish this soliloquy.
What are
so
we
that I
about to
can chime
do?
in.
Go ahead, babe.
So I met this woman at 22, 23 years old. And I look back at pictures. I'm like, she was all right. Good 6.5, 7. My fault. Don't hit me.
Hit him.
Immediately.
But I've gotten to see her maturation
Mhm.
mentally, emotionally, also physically. She's getting finer by the year.
Don't they?
I'm like, so my loins need to be tenderized because
You keep getting finer.
I'm like, you're getting finer. So no, there's like the attractiveness is growing still. And I'll be like, I used to be creeped out with my parents, 50, like, y'all nasty, y'all old ass, why y'all? I'm like, girl, if you think this was 37, you're like, what you gonna look like a 43? That's what I'm saying. In your 40s? So it has been easier for me, at least like the actual physicals. I know the physicals tied to the mental, emotional, all of that. And because, physicals, more, I don't want to say more important, but very important to men, I would bypass some of the emotional stuff. Like, girl, you're fine. Just come here. She's like, oh no, but you're annoying. And you don't know how to talk to people. And I was like, okay. So I had to work on some of that to keep the vibes going. But she's freaking gorgeous. Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
she is, child.
Look at the
Oh my God.
That's why you're getting that Burberry princess.
Oh gosh, the Burberry princess.
The Burberry princess. I like that. That might be the hashtag.
But I think when we were in our 20s, it was, I feel like, all about sex. I feel like as we've gotten older, yes, that is absolutely an important part of the relationship. But I'm like, I also want to make sure as my partner, you're okay, even outside of that. So yes, I love Charles. He's a very handsome man. But I just feel like in life, it's given us, there's been ebbs and flows. There's been dry times and wet times.
All right.
Thunderstorms.
Going a little far. But yeah, so it's just like a couple gems that I wanted to share. I don't know how long we've been on this, how long it's supposed to be, but just a couple gems like to sustain long-term relationships. I was like, let me just come prepared to drop a few. So number one, you got to know if your partner is a 69 or 73. Now hold on.
What?
Hold on. I'm getting somewhere. That is the temperature of your household.
Yes.
Ours is a fucking 78.
Because
She's Jamaican.
misalignment on that can cause a lot of issues in a beautiful relationship. I'm about a 69, 70. She's 73 to 78 on some days.
And you want me to take off
I'm
my clothes in this cold ass room?
You don't feel that. The heat, the death.
And
that is in this
I'm
room.
like, literally, come on, let's do it
Orlando
quick.
will be dripping sweat. I'd be like, Orlando, it's because the fucking thermometer's on 79 and you refuse to turn it down.
79 is wild.
We live in California.
No, 79 is wild.
No, I'm not kidding. 78. Like,
78
this
is
morning,
wild.
he's dripping sweat. It's 78.
No. Charles doesn't wear clothes either. It's still on 69.
And I'm still hot.
I'm literally like, how don't you have
I'm
a
in
shirt
69
on?
burning. I am a hot
freezing.
box. But you got to know the temperature of the household because that plays a role. Also, you got to know if your partner is a nighttime or daytime. Because, when we were younger, it was just whatever time allowed. Now it's like, there's preferences here.
That's true.
I don't mind the post-great meal nighttime. Shorty does her best work during the day. And I'm like,
catch me at 3:00. I'm like, yeah, come
you
on.
know, she's a 7:30 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. I'm trying to scroll Instagram at this time. I'm trying to get into I'm trying to check emails. About 8:39, I'm feeling good. She's like, I done worked, I done fed the kids, I done gave bath time. Let me in. So you
I feel like I've shifted you though. I feel like you're leaning more now into mornings.
Well,
10 years of conditioning.
You know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Support Kid,
you trained me.
When
You're gonna sleep train your husband.
Right. You can sleep train your husband. Yes.
Take a nibble.
I feel like you like it.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay.
But yes, I feel like I had a few more. But those are two very important ones.
Wow, I like your Charlesisms.
Yeah, they're
Charlesisms.
I can't agree with you more because those are things that come up.
You gotta know, or you gotta be flexible in those things. The degree of the house, in the time of day that you know the times that you the vibes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One thing I've realized in this pre-marriage state that me and Milah are in is that like the things that come or you think are going to come in marriage aren't like what they say it is be. Like just because you're going to be married doesn't mean that she's going to fix your plate. Like there are this has been a thing between us recently. But the point was that me thinking that, once we're on the mind state of marriage, that there's supposed to be certain things that are just automatically going to happen. And I'm realizing that when you live with somebody and you cohabitate with somebody, and even when there's a child involved or children, that you really need to have discussions about like how they maneuver during the day and how you maneuver during the day and try to find some kind of cohabitation between that. And I'm realizing that now that like even something where I'm more of the cook in the family. And so I would think that, because I'm cooking, that my wife to be is just going to make the plate.
You're already in the kitchen. You might as well make the plate.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
You don't want me to walk all the way over there and make your plate? You got the spoon in your hand. Shit.
Oh, I guess you make the plates when you cook.
I'm not trying to mess up the house. This is
I'm just trying to be a safe
love, trying to be a safe haven for a prospering relationship. Don't
ridiculous.
come bringing your shit in today.
But Charles also wants to control how much food gets on his plate.
So it's more of a micromanagement mechanism than anything. But yeah, I'm the cook. I make the plates, but I don't do any dishes. I probably haven't touched the dish to clean.
He called me the other
10 years.
day when I was out of town and said, where does the tab go in the dishwasher?
No, he didn't, girl.
No,
not the thing that clicks that is obviously.
I have no idea. We did a live podcast about a week ago. She put me on Front Street because she was like, we did play the game called Fair or Foul that related to our life. It was like Fair or Foul, your partner refuses to do the dishes even if you're like gone for like a week. And so I will just use the exact same cups.
Rinse it out.
I'm like, I'm just not going to make any dish because I know that I'm not
the
going
commitment to not using the dishwasher.
I'm not
when you have a dishwasher?
That's the nuts part.
I don't want anything to do with that part of life.
Legitimately.
I was traumatized as a child. My mom
made you do a lot of dishes.
Okay. It was a lot of nonsense in that regard, washing clothes. So I just do not do it. It's just like
away from it.
And if she was not present in my life and was fine doing it, I would find somebody, not partner. It would be a paid staff or something to do it because that's my limit. I don't want to wash clothing and I do not want to do dishes, but I will cook. I will cook a 5-hour multi-course meal in my sleep. Like
compromise.
I love it.
And those conversations are important because you don't know what trauma like your partner is coming from. Like
all black kids.
Well, I mean all black, but you know we all got our own. But one of the things that me and Milah had to have a conversation about was like how we react in arguments. And so one of the things that she does is that she tends to like disconnect like mid argument. And we had this conversation before where I brought up something that she did that I didn't like, and I could see her like fading away from the conversation, right? And I had to tell her, like, you know, are you disconnected right now? She was like, yeah. And I was like, well, do you feel safer disconnected or do you feel safer with me? Because you told me you feel safe with me. So, like, I would like for you to, like, come back right now. And so, like, that
accountability is mad annoying.
And I started bawling out of control because how the fuck are you calling me out like this?
like, just let me disconnect in peace.
Right. Let me go away. Leave me alone.
But prior to that, I would just go off, and then I'm from New York, so you go off on a New York woman, she's just gonna go off back.
Right.
And now we got a conversation.
Yeah, now we in it.
Wait, Mila, where are you from?
Here, the
LA.
Valley.
Mm-hmm. This is a Valley woman.
Oh
right?
yes, because
Because I went to school down the street.
Yes. Oh my goodness! Wow, a real LA person.
Yeah.
Real LA person.
My parents are from Philly though, so that saves me.
Yeah. But I'm used to like the energy being in the conversation, and that just goes to show like, oh, we're engaged in this. But for her, she was just like, oh, you're doing a lot of aggressive.
I've been in a lot of abusive
really,
relationships. I'd be like, and end scene.
Yeah. So these conversations about like something like, hey, where does your trauma come from, or how do we operate in the kitchen, or like from heavy things to lighter things, like all important conversations to have and great to hear.
I'll give my piece of advice is don't let the internet tell you how your relationship should be. The long age debate of should we split or should the man pay for everything? Y'all should do whatever works for you and your pockets. So if you want to make your man a plate, make your man a plate. If your man wants to make himself a plate, let him make himself a plate. Like, create the relationship that you want to be in, and a relationship that makes you happy. What works for me and Charles might not work for someone else in their relationship, and that is okay.
DIY your relationship.
Exactly.
AKA love like this. Like whatever you got going on.
Yes.
Create your boundaries and live within them with your partner. I see other people's relationships. I'm like, that's so beautiful for them. That would not work for me. And that's okay. That doesn't make their relationship any less valid. So I hate this whole, like, if you're not doing it like us, then it's not real. Right. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck how you do it. I got enough to worry about in my own relationship. I definitely can't be worried about how you do it in your relationship. Right. Do you feel safe? Are you happy? Are you loved? Girl, love that for you. Happy for you. So that is my ultimately piece of advice for the people. Like, find who you want to be with, communicate with them, create boundaries with them, have hard conversations, love them how they want to be loved, get loved how you want to be loved, and find happiness and peace.
Amen.
I love it.
Thank you guys so much. This was so lovely. Thank you for coming on Love Like This and sharing your 10-year married gems that you've dropped, your 2-parent household, 2-children household. I really deeply appreciate you guys making time for us and coming to hang out. And I've really enjoyed this.
This is a great time.
We might need to go to double date.
Yeah, we're gonna get that cooked up.
Hey, speaking of double date, I gotta come make y'all some jerk chicken.
Oh, say less.
I make the best jerk chicken in LA.
All right. Well, that's all you have to say. That's all you have to say.
I'm
Let's do
making
it.
jerk turkey wings for
Thanksgiving.
That's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, you gotta teach me how to make that.
The same as a chicken.
Yeah, it's literally.
I don't know how to make turkey at all, so I just figured that turkey and chicken is like a different.
No, it's the same.
Pretty close.
Yeah,
I mean, in terms of how you prepare it.
It's a bird.
It's like chicken. You don't want it to get dry, so I'm like, give it a lot of like juices and basting. And
I'm excited for this jerk chicken now.
I gotta, because your crib is where the food go down. You weren't there.
Oh,
you weren't there when there was 500 people in this house.
I keep hearing about it.
We had a time. Oxford was a time.
Shireen was pissed, but we had a time.
Get ready for year 2.
I'm gonna make it this year.
Oh yeah, come on. Yeah, you got to.
Find your person, even if they invite 250 people to your house.
Even when you strictly told them no.
No. Before we go, we like to ask people to dedicate some love to someone. It could be anybody, a person, place, or thing. But anybody you want to dedicate love to?
I want to dedicate love to my husband and our little family. I could not imagine we are not perfect, but I could not imagine doing life with anyone else but you. I saw an Instagram meme and they were like, do you ever catch yourself crying about the catastrophic event in your life that happened that didn't really happen? And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, if something happened to George, what would I do?
For real.
I'm like, girl, he's here. Like, so yes, I sometimes get random anxiety because you travel so much, and I'm like, what if he's in a car accident and I don't know, and I'm sleeping in the bed? What's gonna happen? But I'm nuts. But I love you so much, and I can't imagine life without you. And I hope you know how much I care about you.
I do. Thank you, and I'd like to dedicate my love to all the people out there.
I know really this is going to be something ridiculous.
Because
you're the cameraman.
Cameraman.
Bye, y'all. See you on the next episode.
My love to all of you all out there, and I sincerely mean this. I have somebody that's so amazing, special to me, and I just hope that you all do not like allow the world or stigmas or trauma or he say, she say, and all this other external factors stop you from finding your person. Because I found mine, and I cannot imagine life without this. And so I just wish, and I hope, and I pray that you get to experience what I get to experience on a daily basis. It's actually pretty beautiful. Externally and internally.
Make marriage cool again.
Make marriage cool again. I like that.
Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Love y'all.
Bye.
La, 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 like this.